Hi, I'm Pat Millay.
And I'm Kenna Millay.
And we are a married couple with a whole slew of kids coming from St. Paul, Minnesota. And we have this deep conviction that revitalizing the church is going to happen through the strengthening of its members.
We're called to be in this world, but not of this world. And we think the key to that principle is in the integration of faith and mental health.
When we were married 13 years ago, there were almost zero conversations about the role of mental health in our lives, and especially not in ways that were related to our faith.
The good news is that we've come a long way in understanding how the church's ancient wisdom offers hope for our modern dilemmas. As a licensed marriage and family therapist, the greatest joys of my work are both helping people address their anxiety or depression and coming into deeper communion with the Lord. What I see in my clients' lives is that solid mental health isn't about diluting ourselves out of reality. It's about having what it takes to immerse ourselves more fully in it, because that is where we find God.
And as a youth minister and for my work in diocesan leadership, I've seen people struggle, young and old alike. And I see this clear opportunity for them to address the mental health symptoms that are standing in the way of hearing God's response to their pain and their questions.
And let's be real, we are such people. Pat, you and I know what it's like to struggle and to be overwhelmed. All of us want to orient ourselves toward heaven, but it can be hard to just keep it together in the day-to-day.
Yeah, I remember this time in college when I felt anxious and even panicked about not having any idea how to pray. I went to confession and basically begged this priest to explicitly tell me how to pray. And he gave me some very clear instructions. He said, sit straight in your chair with your feet on the ground, close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and pay attention to how you're feeling right now. Notice those feelings and then take some time to bring those to the Lord. What is he saying to you? And what I realized years later is that Father was not only helping my prayer life, but he was giving me great tools to support my mental health. What he taught me has absolutely made my prayer life more fruitful, and it's also helped me be present and intentional in my marriage and family and work.
And that intentional living and presence can help all of us grapple with questions like, how can I be more grounded and feel more like myself? Or does my lack of peace and confidence somehow mean that I'm not faithful enough?
Right. Is all this mental health stuff even in line with the truth of the gospel? You know, I can hardly keep my head above water with the duties of my marriage, parenting, working, running a household, friendships. Is it possible to do more than just get through the day and actually live in authenticity, joy, and freedom?
This Whole Life is a podcast for anyone who, like us, is seeking to serve and love the Lord through the very real and sometimes very challenging circumstances you find yourself in every day.
Join us every other week beginning this September for a new episode where we'll share mental health tools, interviews with insightful people of faith, and some pretty awesome and really funny stuff in between.
So hit subscribe and let's kick off this journey together.
Let's share this whole life and learn from one another along the way. We're seeking sanity and sanctity one episode at a time.